Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And hey, everybody. Also, good morning. Um, I'm just here doing the second part of the video that I started in the earlier, um, the first video that I started in relation to money. Money, you know, um, what its effects to us, how it influences us negatively or positively, what we do with it negatively or what we do with it positively, um, the changes that it's gone through, as how it's going to be used currency wise, finance, how how savings is going to be, how money is going to be actually transacted to buy goods and to obtain the things that we need, our needs, all of this. And like I mentioned in the first video, it's like a paradigm change of, of course, due to the COVID virus, which was the main like event that sparked off the change or influenced the change of how money is going to be used or how it's being used now, presently. Um, Pretty much, um, in this video, I will speak more on dealing with like the negative effects, again, as I mentioned, the mentality of a people, and especially, like these videos are more inclined to people like me because we're more of need. I'm not gonna be discriminative because of race, but I'm gonna be stating the facts, and then I state the facts in my video. As far as African Americans and Black people or people of color, even Hispanic, because I have Hispanic background from my mother's side, that they're more deprived when it comes to money, when it comes to economical base, when it comes to economical structure. Okay, because that's where basically the likes of what how the money system here is. It is it's founded on the foundation of economics, and of course the so-called forefathers or the Europeans that started this system, which was not based on inclusive system, it was based on an exclusive system, or in not including everybody to be able to benefit from it, but a chosen few, and of course one particular race was the main race. This is where we know of white supremacy and the likes of this, that how this country actually was built up and founded on. But besides that, not even get into the race thing, but it's just the facts of what they are. And so I incline my videos to more people like myself that need to get put up into a better position so that we can be equal. Because this is what Allah placed us here for. He did not create mankind to be over another mankind. And as it said, even for those people who feel that they are God's bodies or all this other type of stuff, Allah mentioned about us being vicegerent. And a vicegerent, or the word vice, is like something of a high stature, high position. And gerent, I think it has to do with a being, a person. So the vicegerent is a high official or a high leader or a manager over something. So this is what he did for us as human beings. He placed us on this earth to be the vicegerent, to be the people that would rule upon the earth in his way that is pleasing to him first, and continue to multiply and build growth and human life here. Okay, and also even the rule over the animals and so on. And even one of Allah's creation was jealous because of this position. This is where jealousy derived from. We know of him as the Shaitan, as he came to be known, and his name was Iblis before, but Shaitan, which means that he's accursed because of his actions of jealousy towards the first man, Adam. But basically, to the point, to get him back on in the issue of the money, there's no equality when it comes to money. There's no real equality when it comes to wealth in this country, especially America. They're not even speaking about the others. So we have to be really fair, and we have to think about it. Not think, oh, he's always talking about black people this, they're black nationalists. No, I'm not a black nationalist. Don't get it right, don't get it right, don't get it wrong. I am a Muslim first, and I happen to be African American, and with the heritage of my mother's family, Hispanic as well, in within myself as a mixture, and whatever else is there in my DNA. So basically that's who I am, and I'm gonna accept who I am, and I'm going to also know that it's permissible Islamically to know who I am, and to take from that which came what I came from as for my benefit in life to be better and to live and to worship Allah in a better way. Because when you allow poverty, and that's the main thing, when you allow poverty to take over your life, to whereas it's the only like way of incentive or inspiration for pursuit of happiness, is because you're afraid of it and you're struggling so hard, and you're in a position where you can't even focus on worshiping your Lord. You're focusing on trying to make money, and you're living your life. That's what it's based on to do that. That's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be balanced in it, and money was not created to be for you to have as a disbalance. It was a tool for using for trading goods, trading a commodity, or trading what a person had and needed from another person or people. That's where it originated from. So it wasn't based on as being the root of the evil. It wasn't based on evil, but the people, of course, ran with it, did the evil, and then now where it is now, and it's at the worst point that it can ever be. But it's changing, and there's something in the works that has allowed the people to have a better hope of change for people like me and people who are struggling in it, which is the majority, especially in this country, as they know that the gap, according to economists and people who know money, that and know about the wealth, that, and let alone us African Americans, because we're at the bottom of it all, but because other people have better opportunities because of their color. The lighter they get, or from whatever different country they come from, if they're not a descendant of Africa, right out, that you can tell that they're black, then they might get a little better. But of course, white supremacy was the main suppression and oppression of people of color, black people, especially us. So that's what I'm saying. But the wealth gap is the point I'm trying to get at, between poor and the rich, is more further away than it's ever been. And that's what they brought with that video that I'm gonna bring to you. Sheets, watch again some of it. What they're trying to say in the first part. This guy, who's the owner, the CEO of Amazon, how much money he has compared to myself or anybody like me, or other people who are worse than me. I'm a person that live check to check. That's what my life is. It's been like that. My family, a whole lot of my family, same. Some people in my family have than more wealth than they struggle with, because not everybody in a family is struggling or poor. But then you still, if your family, you don't have no rich person in there, and if you do have a rich person and they're not helping to spread that wealth to help their other family members, that's a problem. And that's another subject within this whole category of what I'm speaking on, which is money, is that the mental state, the mental slavery, the self-centered, the selfishness, is also a problem, as I mentioned in the first video, that people in the street, so many different types of angles of where the people have to have a different mentality and frame of mind when it comes to dealing with money. And I'm speaking mainly about people, you know. But back to the point, this change is coming, and it has to come, because now people cannot do trade or buying goods and getting products and working and making money the same way. There are businesses going down, businesses that are going under due to what has come, the COVID virus, due to whether they created it, whether it's a man-made thing or not. It doesn't matter. It's here. It's doing what it's doing. It's doing what it's doing. Allah didn't maybe have not had anything as far as to create it in a lab or anything, or that it came out of air. He has control over it still. So it is, he has allowed it to take place and to kill and to destroy what is destroying. He has allowed it. He could have took it out, said no, even if mankind created it in the labs. Because we know this conspiracy is real and the conspiracy is coming to be the truth. And the facts are being laid on the table, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so you have to think about that money's changing and what's the path that it's going in. As they've been saying, and they use this saying in the arena of business and the people of money. Follow the trail of money. Follow where the people are going with their money. This is what we got to do. We can't, you want to follow the white man, or as they say, per se, with the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff going on in it. You want to follow them in the ways that are not beneficial to us as a people, like looking good, having the car status, having the clothes status, having the status of how much you have. But what are you doing with it? Are you doing anything, with substance? Are you doing anything that has some strength for a future that can have a legacy with it for your children? You got to question that. What are you doing? Rolling around with a BM and this and that, and you don't even have ownership of your land really like that. You might own a house, but do you own the land? And you buy deed or whatever. No, but there's certain places in the world you can own the land. You don't have nobody's gonna own nothing of you at all, or having to pay them for a deed. Maybe tax for the land because people have to take care of stuff, and so you got to pay something that to help to allow the people to get paid, so that whatever um, restoration that they're doing, whatever, keeping up the upkeep of the land mass there, then that's what you're paying people, a service. It's a service. But as far as how this country does it, and they make range in the likes of what is basically based from the banks, based from the people who have the major control of the wealth in this world, let alone central banks all the way into the federal feds, and that's a whole nother area of stuff to get into. But Allah got something for them. He's the best of planners. Allah is al Hakam. He is the one who brings justice. He is just, the main justice one, the one of justice. So, they'll be handled. Those evil people who made the world that it is how it is now, as far as with money and this big gaps between the poor and only the elitist want to be at the top and have everything, and only have people who are going to work under them to make them richer and richer and richer, which is sick. Because how much, like the guy was showing with those little dots popping up, how much, I mean, what are you going to do with it? And this is the point I'm saying. What are we doing with our money? And if we don't have money, what are we doing to get it? You can't do stuff that Allah is not going to give you no blessings in. Like the street, like I told y'all. Your brothers, y'all got to wake up, man. Y'all got to wake up. And then it leads you to taking this and going, blah. And now you in a worse situation. You want to represent with bodies and say you got this bodies, then you did time for it or whatever. You got time in and all that type of stuff. You want to put that in the ranks of your status? Like that's going to get you through life? No. You can have all that rank up and bang, be the blood spilt right out your brains, boy, because a boy came in and executed you because you was in the wrong spot too long. Because it was your time now that Allah allowed this person to do that and take you out. This mentality's got to change. The women going on the bars and swinging their behinds and throwing their bodies around, and even in the social media and even in the videos, and the music industry. The music, oh, forget it. The music industry. That's a whole nother world of to speak about when it comes to money. These celebrities and the mentalities is gone. And I'm talking about our people first. The Jay-Z's, the Puffy Combs, and the 50 Cents and all these guys got to wake up. Now I'm gonna give my hands up, even though they call him a rat. Ti, he's thinking. He's thinking. 50 thought, yeah, and the point where he put his money, took the money for the crypto, which is gonna be the point of the main where the change is going. If you know, it's just a throw out there for right now. But cryptocurrency, he got involved and at the good time didn't even realize the value of it and just took it because he's like, oh, it's money. I'm whatever. Give me that. Because that's the mentality. Anything that has to do with money, dudes is going to take it. Like the people like him. You understand what I'm saying? He's a hustler from the streets. And a lot of those guys, the hustlers from the streets, that's their mentality. So when they go into the music industry, or when they went into the music industry, they got away from the streets. Most dudes, really, to be for real, don't even really want to be in the streets. Like myself, I didn't want to be in the streets, but I was surrounded by the streets. That's my hood, the Bronx, 174 Vice Avenue, across the bridge from the Bronx River, where Zulu Nation began. So that environment was all that gang banging and all that. The early parts of gang banging in New York, not what was in the West Coast with that they didn't have no real like. I mean, they gang banged for stupid stuff. I mean, when it came to killing each other, drive-bys, some dumb stuff just for looks, not because of turf and trying to get something in there or somebody disrespected somebody's family member or whatever, like some of the fights would go that we was having. But back to the point, it was over. A lot of stuff was due to lack of money, and that's why that environment was the way it is. And they call them ghettos, so called, and throughout the country.